Hi my loves, I'm Anita Manager and welcome back to Sip and Simmer. We all may have our worries and concerns in life, but during the next 30 minutes you're mine. We're here to have a drink, a snack, and a good time. Just gotta organize those. Now, during this episode we will be making cupcake cones with a wild berry zinger of vodka soda. Now, if you would like to contribute to the production of Sip and Simmer, hold off until next week because all of your tips this week to myself and Sienna will be going directly towards the Black Trans Lives Matter charity that is hosted on my Facebook for my birthday during my birthday week. So all of the tips and funds that we collected this week will be going directly towards Black Trans Lives. Now, as I let the beans spill, Sienna, of course, is joining me tonight as usual. Now, before we go on, I need a minute. Now, I want to talk about supporting the LGBTQIA plus community-owned businesses because, first of all, that's moi. And second of all, I think it's super important for us to help fund and support our own community. The vast majority of LGBTQIA plus owned businesses volunteer and provide support back to the community, which I can attest to. They donate their time, their money, and their resources. We're a close-knit community, y'all. Now, those businesses owners know how important the community is and how to support it because they are part of the community in which they are helping. Now, if you aren't sure which businesses give back, you can check their websites, their social media pages, or even just ask the employees and the owners yourself. Now, increased success of any minority-owned business, especially when supported by their own community, encourages municipal and state agencies, as well as commercial landlords, to further consider new businesses from that same community. i.e., if a gay person has a business and it does well, they're gonna be more likely to support another LGBTQIA plus person opening a business within their community. Now, it doesn't always take money or time to support the LGBTQ plus community businesses. You'll have conversations hundreds of times a week to you, your friends, your family, your coworkers, anybody that can lend an ear, and that alone is just free advertising for those businesses. The more you talk about how much you care about supporting the LGBTQ plus businesses, the more your friends and family, coworkers, and everybody that you speak to will be encouraged to support you by supporting them. Now, even if you don't have the time or the money or even the energy, because Lord knows, to go to these businesses yourself, still just having those conversations will drum up a little bit of business for them, and every little bit does count. And that circles back to the beginning part of the segment. Now, you can find information on some of the LGBTQ plus owned businesses through nglcc.org, the National LGBT Chamber of Commerce. Now, they have a link to finding all of your local affiliate chambers where you can see some of the LGBTQ plus owned businesses in your specific area. Now, this is not a completely comprehensive list of all of the queer-owned businesses, but it does show you anybody who has registered as a member. Now, if you know a business in the queer community, but you can't find them on this list, I personally strongly suggest you to reach out to them, anybody at the business, and recommend that they join so that more people like you, me, and anybody else watching can find a queer business that they want to support and make themselves a little bit more visible. Now, as you all know, I will be opening a salon within the next month or two, and Sienna is going to be my manager, and I will personally be registering with the Stamford Chamber of Commerce, the CTGLC, and the NGLCC to make sure anyone who knows looking to support the queer community-owned businesses can find me. Now, with that being said, let's support our taste buds, shall we? Now, tonight we're going to be making a super easy, super fun, super delicious drink. Now, if you're like me, your go-to cocktail is a vodka soda. But what I did tonight was I switched it up a little bit and I soaked 2 tea bags of wild berry zinger tea in a cup of vodka, and I let that steep for about 2 hours too long. So I was supposed to do it for 2 to 4 hours, and I completely forgot that I did it too early, and I was supposed to take the tea bags out. But as you can see here, I left the tea bags in. So, anyway, I'm going to pour in that cup of vodka. I'm going to pour in half a cup of simple syrup. And then, just so it's not too crazy, I like to make it 1 part vodka to 4 parts soda. But since it is myself and Sienna, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna pour in 3 cups, just so that way we can thick it up tonight. All right. And a little birdie told me that Sienna hasn't eaten today, so it'll be a fun episode. All right. So if you do want to make this a little bit weaker, like I said, you can do the full 4 cups, but it's all up to your taste buds. All right. So I'm gonna give this a light stir because that is obviously seltzer, and I don't want to make it too not fizzy. Remove fizzy. Less fizzy. Less fizzy. There it is. Got it. Okay. So I've got our glasses here, and without further ado, let's welcome the beautiful Sienna Rose.
Why, hello there. Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Thanks for having me.
It's so funny. I always feel so weird welcoming you to your kitchen.
Right?
I don't know if everybody knows, but we live together. So every time I say welcome, I feel like it's your place too.
Well, thanks for welcoming me.
Okay, just in case you have any new viewers, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
You guys can find me, as always, at Sienna Rose Official. That's SIENNA, Rose like the flower, and then what?
Official.
Because your girl is what?
Official.
That's right. And that also includes the Venmo, like Anita said. So if you want to tip me this week, thank you very, very much. But just cut out the middle woman and just tip her instead, because all of my tips will be going to her anyways, and her fundraiser for Black Trans Lives Matter.
Thanks. And like always, you can find me on all my social media at Mrs. Anita Manager. Everything from the social media to the Venmo to the .com.
That's right.
Just to reiterate what she was saying, if you would like to tip us this week, please just go straight over to my Facebook page and click on the fundraiser for the Black Trans Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm. That way we don't have to give any of those tips to Venmo and fees and stuff, and all that money can go right into the fundraiser.
Right? Okay, so I'm excited to try this because I really think that you're gonna like it.
I hope so, because I do love this tea, so adding vodka to it is just an added plus.
Right? I just hope it's gonna be sweet enough for you, because I tried to balance it between you liking to drink simple syrup
I mean, okay.
and me being somebody who likes like a bitter drink. So I feel like a combination between like the acidity from the tea plus the sweetness of the simple
Right,
syrup.
so our perfect drink is a vodka soda. You drink the vodka, I drink the soda.
All right, so
Okay.
cheers.
So cheers and continued happy birthday week.
Thank you. That's great.
It is.
That is dangerous is what that is.
I like it.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Since I found a few recipes that we did a few months ago with
Mhm.
tea bags soaked in, I think we did whiskey,
Which I loved.
we did
We should bring that one back.
vodka,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pretty sure we did one with tequila, I can't remember. But now I'm like on this kick where I want to make all of my alcohol like tea flavored.
Okay. I mean, I'm not mad because this is delicious.
And you can get away with drinking it for breakfast because it's tea, right? We're not going anywhere.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay, so tonight we are going to be making
Uh-huh.
cupcake cones.
Right, they look like this.
So what I did with these was I decorated them to look like soft serve ice cream.
Uh-huh.
So
Super cute.
at the end of the episode, I'm going to show you 2 ways you can decorate them. One way to look like a scooped ice cream, and one way to look like a soft serve ice cream.
Oh, I love that.
All right, so this is pretty simple. This is just my standard vanilla cake recipe.
Okay.
So why don't you give a start over there with the dry ingredients?
Okay, you want to move this out of the way? Because
Yeah.
I'm not touching, because I will not come all over. Thank you so very much. Okay, so let me just get all of... Do I need this empty bowl? Well, I'm assuming so.
Well, I just had it resting there.
All right, well, great. So, to start off making the cake batter, what we're going to need is 3 cups of all-purpose flour, which we have right here. We're just all going to pour this right into our sifter, right?
Yes. And as Sienna is doing it properly, you want to make sure that before you put it into the sieve, you start with the highest volume dry ingredient, so that way everything gets mixed together appropriately. So you're going to start with the flour.
Right. And now we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then also half a teaspoon of salt.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I said it before, but it's super important to include salt in most of your desserts because it does amplify the flavor.
Right. Now we're just going to give this a quick little.
Yep. While you do that, why don't I start with our questions?
Oh boy, let's do it. And I promise tonight we can read them. They are comprehensible. Oh, well, oh no, I'm starting with words again. Help. They're understandable.
I would say that they're not as thick with words.
That's one way to describe it. Sure. Now, for anybody new here, when we drink, our drinking word of the day is thick. So whenever we say the word thick, if you're drinking along, take a sip.
Okay. So, our first question, and all of our questions tonight are based on the LGBTQIA plus business community. Because I'm on a kick.
Right.
Okay. So, HRC, the Human Rights Campaign, releases its report on businesses that contribute to the LGBT community in the Corporate Equity Index in 2017. What percentage of CEI, Corporate Equity Index, related businesses made at least 3 different efforts to help the LGBTQ plus community? I'm going to read that again because now I know what the words are.
Right.
Okay, the HRC releases its reports on businesses that contribute to the LGBTQ plus community.
Right.
In 2017, what percentage of CEI, Corporate Equity Index, related businesses made at least 3 efforts to help the LGBTQ plus community? Now, break it down. I'm going to break it down simpler because that's still a lot of
A lot of words, right.
Okay. In 2017, what percentage of Corporate Equity Index related businesses, so those are businesses that people can buy into,
Right.
Made at least 3 different efforts to help the LGBT community?
Okay.
So we've got big businesses who are helping us. That's
Right.
what it breaks down to.
Okay.
So is it 66%? Is it 72%, 75%, or 80%?
Okay, those are all very close.
And I'm pretty sure Aaron's watching, so
Yeah.
he will correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, yes.
I believe that there's roughly 60,000 businesses on the trading thing.
The Corporate Equity Index?
Sure.
Sure.
70,000.
Even better, that's more business.
So that's a lot of businesses
Uh-huh.
that can be traded.
Right.
So is it 66% of them, 72% of them, 75% of them, or 80% of them that donated to the LGBTQ plus community in 2017? At least 3 times.
Okay. I honestly have no idea. So if you are watching at home, please feel free to comment down below and help me out with this answer, because I have absolutely no idea. If anybody is a long-time viewer, you'll know numbers are not my strength. But Brent is saying 66%.
Okay. We know that Brent is smart.
Yes.
And he works in corporate America.
He does.
Okay.
And Jess is also saying 66%. Okay, which is interesting because 66. I was gonna eliminate the top and the bottom ones like immediately and just go between 70 and 75. So now I don't know.
I know. 80 seems like a huge.
That's what I
number
wanted.
to me.
Yeah.
Like, yes, we've made leaps and bounds.
Because 80% of 70-something thousand. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Bigger number than I can count to. But 66. That does feel right.
It's the least. That's what I would have gone with.
I'm gonna go with either 66 or 72. I like even numbers, so 75 is gonna go.
Yeah.
Because that just feels like too perfect. Like 75%. No, it's gonna be a different number. Let's. Oh, I don't know. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with community here and go with 66%.
Yes. Good job.
Thanks, guys.
In 2017, the report stated that 66% of CEI-related businesses made at least 3 different efforts to help the LGBTQ plus community, such as philanthropic contributions, diverse supplier initiatives, and public policy. The same report also compiled a list of LGBTQ plus friendly companies, including Apple,
Love
which
it.
we all know, Microsoft, Starbucks. I think those are the top 3 for our community that scored perfectly on the criteria for the LGBTQ plus
Oh,
community.
I love that.
Yes. Okay, so we got question 1 out of the way. We got 66% of businesses being decent people,
Okay, so
Perfect.
a lot of room for improvement, but
right?
thankful for those 66%.
All right, so we have our dry ingredients sifted together. What is going on?
I don't know.
Jeez.
This is hair.
It is. It's so big, it's crushing my brain.
Right?
Okay, so
I
we've
just
got.
realized that tonight, like, I'm like the pastel version of you,
I'm not mad,
right?
right? I'm like the Earth fairy, and you're like the futuristic, like pastel fairy.
Okay.
It's a lot of. It's the wig. I'm blaming the
okay,
wig.
sure.
Okay, so we've got our dry ingredients all mixed together.
Uh-huh.
Here I have half a cup of canola oil. I've got half a cup of unsalted butter. Now,
At room temperature?
room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't have unsalted butter, skip the salt in the dry ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
It pretty much balances out.
Okay.
Alright, so I've got my 2 fats together. You don't have to really mix them together.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to break that butter up. It's better if you cube it into smaller pieces. But she's lazy and ran out of time.
Well, we
Okay.
can't all be perfect.
So, with this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to incorporate the sugar. So I have a cup and a half of sugar here.
Okay.
But when you're creaming butter and sugar together, you want to make sure you do it slowly so that way it starts to dissolve the sugar and it fully incorporates, because it's going to not be the right consistency if you don't.
Okay.
All
That
right.
makes sense. Yeah.
All right, so I'll pay attention to this. You pay attention to that.
Let's do it.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna move on while she's creaming the butter to question number 2. So, of nearly 28 million small businesses in the U.S., how many of them were certified LGBT businesses enterprises? So, of nearly 28 million small businesses in the U.S., how many of them were certified LGBT business enterprises, or LGBTBES?
Okay, so I'm gonna cut you off for a second.
Uh-huh.
These behind the scenes people
Right.
think that we are so much smarter than we are, and I appreciate it. But these questions, I mean, like, my good, go on. I can't.
This one wasn't as difficult to read, but again, like she said, I didn't read nothing today, and this drink is delicious. So.
Eat. You didn't eat anything today.
What did I say?
Read.
Oh, I mean, also that too.
I think she might be a little thick-headed. I was just looking for a reason to work that in.
Thank you so much. Okay, so the possible answers for that question are A, 550, B, 875, C, 909, or D, big jump, 2,325.
Oh my god. Okay.
So again, the question is, of nearly 28 million small businesses in the U.S., how many of them were certified LGBT business enterprises, LGBTBES? 550, 875, 909, or 2,325?
Okay, so 28 million is a lot.
Yes.
Okay, so 28 small businesses in the U.S. How many of them were certified queer business enterprises?
Now Brent is saying 909.
Okay, so Brent's been right so far.
He has been.
All right, so he's smart, he's gay, and he's in the corporate world.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be leaning towards 909.
Okay. Is there anything you want to just get rid of immediately?
Okay, so I was hoping that 2,325 would have been closer,
Mm-hmm.
but also I know you've been helping me a lot. We both know what it takes to start a small business.
Too much.
So to be certified,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like would have like a lot of work involved.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm gonna go with 909 because it's a lot compared to the other options, but it's not the big number.
Okay. And you are correct. Look at that. We are 2 for 2 tonight. So as of October 2016, according to National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce report, only 909 small businesses were certified LGBT business enterprises. LGBTBES must be at least 51% owned, managed, or operated by an LGBT person that exercises independence from a non-LGBT owned business. LGBTs make LGBTBES make up less than 1% of small businesses.
Wow.
Can you believe that? Part of the reason that so many owners may be reluctant to disclose their sexual orientation, particularly lesbian, transgender, and bisexual groups.
Wow.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Mm.
So I strongly suggest that we go back to Anita Minute for a moment.
Mhm.
And if you know any businesses that are owned, operated, or managed by an LGBTQIA plus person, you strongly suggest for them to register so that way we can get the word out and we can all support each other.
Yes.
And being owned and operated by some gays, the salon will absolutely be registered.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've creamed the butter, the sugar, and the canola oil together.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to incorporate 4 eggs. And since this takes a little bit more muscle, do you want to go on with the next question?
Let's do it.
All right,
Let me
so
practice my reading skills. Okay.
before she does that, make sure that when you're mixing eggs into your creamed butter and sugar,
Mhm.
you do it slowly, 1 egg at a time, fully incorporate. I say it every time, but I just repeat myself a lot.
Okay.
That's it.
Because, I mean, it doesn't get any easier than
It
this.
doesn't get any easier than this. I'm not even using a machine tonight.
You're not.
Yeah,
Wow, look at you go.
right?
Come on, pioneer woman.
That's right. Let's jump on that Oregon Trail. That's all I can think of every time I see her name.
Who?
Pioneer woman.
I don't even know what her real name is. I just know her as the pioneer woman.
Yeah, she's a and
Doesn't she have red hair too?
She does. And her husband's a cowboy. My husband's a cowboy. My husband's a cowboy. That's all
Are
she
you
says.
calling Aaron a cowboy?
That's what she says the whole show.
Oh.
Because my husband's a cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's a cowboy. He has a big appetite. Because my husband's a cowboy. But I can't watch it. I can't do it. I just get her recipes offline.
Okay. That works too.
Jeez.
Are you ready for your next question?
Yeah. Is it easier, please?
There's less words in it, so we'll see.
All right.
So question number 3. Of the 909, okay, so this is building off of the last question.
Okay.
Of the 909 LGBTBES, a majority are owned by which of the following groups? Is it A, gay men, B, lesbians, C, transgender people, or D, bisexual people?
Okay. So, in your description from the last question,
Uh-huh.
you said that it was more difficult, or the facts, you read the facts.
Yes.
That it's less lesbian, transgender people because they're more afraid of like being outed or whatever.
Mhm.
So I feel like this might be like too close to the other question, so I'm pretty confident in saying gay men.
Okay.
Right?
And,
Do you guys like...
so you don't even want anybody at home, you don't want their opinion, or you're 100% certain?
Am I ever 100% certain?
No.
Okay, so that's my take. What do you guys think that I should like hesitate for a second, or should I just like jump right in? Because I'm pretty confident in saying it's gay men.
Okay, so one more time for everybody at home. Of the 909 LGBT BES, a majority are owned by which of the following groups? Gay men, lesbians, transgender people, or bisexual people? Now you're saying gay men.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with gay men.
Okay. Brent is also saying gay men. And he hasn't been wrong yet.
Right. I'm gonna go with gay men.
And you are correct.
Yes.
Mhm. So, according to the NGLCC, the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce report, nearly 67% of LGBT BES business enterprises are owned by gay men. 30% are lesbian owned, and barely 2% are transgender owned, and 2.3% are bisexual owned, respectively.
Wow.
Right? That's a big jump.
Right? I mean, and only 909. That's...
Mhm.
Come on, queers. Let's get our businesses going.
Right?
You know? Come
Mhm.
on. Okay, so while we were chatting, I incorporated my 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract.
Okay.
3 teaspoons is also 1 tablespoon. So you could always just...
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slowly incorporate the flour into the liquid. And I forgot, I need milk.
Milk.
I forgot to pour myself some milk.
Oh no. Okay. Look at you.
I got milk. Okay, so I'm going to get 1.5 cups of milk, and we're gonna alternate back and forth. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the flour, a little bit of the milk, back and forth until it's all incorporated. Make sure you always start with flour and end, or dry ingredients and end with dry ingredients when you're incorporating for a cake mix.
Okay. Now for this, do you have to use milk? Can you use like soy milk or almond milk or just regular milk is best?
So I would go thicker. Because typically for this I do use buttermilk.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that a new word of the day, buttermilk?
Okay. I typically use buttermilk for this, but I didn't have any. I'm not buying buttermilk for 1 cup of it.
Okay.
It's just unnecessary. So I've used buttermilk. I've used milk. I've used cashew milk.
Okay.
Fantastic substitute. Makes it super super rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. It's cute.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna start doing this. I feel like
Okay.
this is just ask Anita questions night.
Right.
All right. So. No.
Okay. Oh, so you want another one? Okay, let's do it. Okay. So question number 4. According to a 2017 Fortune article, LGBT-owned businesses are thriving in which of the following 5 states? Is it A, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and California? That's one answer. B, California, New York, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. C, New York, California, Florida, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Or D, California, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Florida. Again, those options are,
What's the question?
according to a 2017 Fortune article, LGBT-owned businesses are thriving in which 5 states?
Okay.
Okay. Now, the answers are grouped by 5 states. So, option number 1 is New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and California.
Okay.
B is California, New York, Texas, Florida, Georgia. C is New York, California, Florida, Connecticut, and New Jersey. And D is California, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Florida.
So we got New York, California, Florida, Connecticut, New Jersey in option C. And we have California, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Florida. Oh, they are different.
Yes.
Okay. I thought they were the same.
Nope. No.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that New York and Connecticut are absolutely in it. So
Okay.
that's A
Mm-hmm.
and C.
Right.
So I'm gonna break it down to New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and California, or New York, California, Florida, Connecticut, and New Jersey.
Right. So the difference is adding in Florida and adding in Florida for Massachusetts.
Okay. I don't know. I'm leaning towards A. We have Jess. She's already Jess. Oh, okay. So Jess is saying A or C, like
Right.
me.
Okay.
Brent is saying B. Brent
Okay.
hasn't been wrong yet, but Jess and I have the same jump.
Right. Now B is including Texas, Florida, and Georgia.
But I thought Texas didn't like us.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't mean to like lump everybody together.
Right.
But like,
And again, the question is, according to a Fortune article in 2017, LGBT-owned businesses are thriving in which of the 5 states?
okay. So first of all, 2017 was like 3 years ago.
Uh-huh. Even I could do that math.
Okay. So we have Jess agreeing with me, saying that she thinks it's A or C.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Brent saying B. So I love you, Brent, but Texas and Florida,
And Georgia?
Georgia, Brent.
I mean,
Right.
Atlanta is very open, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I just go off of the Real Housewives, so that's all I know of Georgia. Maybe not the best representation, but hey, that's what I know.
So I'm really confident that it's New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey, which sucks because that's in 3 of them.
Okay.
2 of them.
Right.
3 of them.
So you're basically going between Massachusetts and Florida.
I'm gonna have to go with Massachusetts because it was the first state you can get married in.
Right.
And
And
we're all
Florida
like-
has Florida men.
Right, a Florida man. I'm gonna go with A, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, and California.
And that is
An answer.
unfortunately, you're wrong.
Really?
You are. Brace yourself. The correct answer is, in fact, as Brent would say, B.
Brent.
Right? So he hasn't been wrong yet. Fortune reported that nearly half of LGBT BEs are concentrated in 5 states: California, New York, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. That leaves many opportunities for growth in other parts of the country. Furthermore, future entrepreneurs age 18 to 35 are more open about sexual orientation, which could lead to increasing disclosures of LGBTs business enterprises.
The more you know.
Right?
Good for Georgia.
Texas and
Who-
the other ones that were in that answer that
Who
I already
would've
forgot
thought
about, right?
I was all about New England,
I
and then
know.
like New England did me dirty. Like that's not right.
Hmm.
Okay, so I've got all of this mixed together. I'm pretty sure that's everything. I
Okay.
jumped this too fast.
Well,
So what we're gonna do now,
Mhm.
Vic,
okay.
you can't have me drinking the whole time by myself.
Well,
Okay,
I was busy
so
reading. Long questions and long answers.
I bought just the regular store brand jumbo cones.
You didn't make your own. Jasmine's gonna be upset.
Okay, so these are hard to make.
I know. I'm kidding.
Okay, so I just bought the generic whatever because
Uh-huh.
it doesn't matter.
Right.
You want to make sure you get the jumbos because the other ones are super small,
Mhm.
and you'll get like this much cake in them, and it's not gonna be great. So what I'm gonna do now,
If you're going through all this effort, you want a decent sized product.
right? So what we're gonna do here
It would
is
smell good. You just open it like out of with like.
I don't know if you have
Waffle
a pop
sugar. I don't know. It's smell good.
a popover tin, which looks
Pop
like
over to
this.
Uh huh.
If not, you can just use a muffin tin or a cupcake tin, just something that's gonna hold your cupcakes upright.
Mm-hmm.
And then what you're gonna do, which I'm gonna make paper.
What's that?
Can you get me the green ice cream scoop because I put it away by accident?
Of course.
Okay.
You got that.
So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you do your best of keeping them level and keeping them consistent, so that way when you're finished, they all look the same.
Right.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put exactly. You know what? Why don't you do it?
Oh boy, I thought I was getting off easy tonight.
There you go. So you'll do that, and I'll do this and read the question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you want to make sure that in the jumbo cones you put about 5 ounces of the batter into it. Then what you're going to do,
I'm just doing 1 scoop, right?
Yep.
Because it's gonna rise.
yep, and that's perfect. So it should be about 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters below that top rim.
Okay.
So you're gonna put these into the oven, and I know this varies, but it depends on how humid it is outside because of the cone. It will absorb some of the moisture, but not fully cook the cupcake.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna bake it between 25 and 40 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a big jump. Just keep an eye on it at the 25-minute mark.
Mhm.
Do the toothpick test. If it goes in clean, or if it comes out clean, I hope it goes in clean.
Right.
If it comes out clean, then you're all set. So I'm gonna show you here
Mm-hmm.
how I ice it to make it look like a soft serve ice cream like this. And then I'm gonna show you how to make it look like a scooped ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so while I'm doing this, I'll give you our final question, which is
boy.
the first time, and I can't tell you how long we got
Through all of them,
question.
right? Because we normally struggle after 3 and we give up.
Okay, though almost half of all startups don't make it.
It's a sad fact. Okay.
That's, I feel like it's a little foreshadowing. It's a little
No.
Okay, though almost half of all startups don't make it 4 years, according to the Statistic Brain Research Institute. Obviously, I do not work there.
Uh-huh.
The 909 certified LGBT BEs have been around for an average of how many years? Okay, so although almost half of startups don't make it
To 4 years.
to 4 years,
Right.
of the 909 of the queer communities have been around for how many years? We have 2 years,
Okay.
we have 6 years,
Hmm.
we have 12 years, and we have 15 years.
Okay. Now, immediately, I would just love to jump in and say 15 years, because that sounds lovely. But I don't know if that's factual. I'm definitely gonna ask for some help on this one. There are more numbers. Can we get answers that don't involve numbers? Because I don't do maths.
This one's about business, so I'm gonna give it
but
to
still,
them.
it's time and numbers. 2 years. I think I'm gonna eliminate 2 years because it's saying almost half of startups don't make it to 4 years. I feel like we're talking about businesses that last longer than 4 years.
Okay.
So,
While you're thinking,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna cut you off quick.
Okay.
So what I did was I just piped a little bit of a cone on the inside
okay.
just to give it a little stability, and then I did another layer of icing, making it a little bit thicker.
Oh, that's right.
So that way it has that soft serve look to it. So I am going to sprinkle these. The second batch I will not sprinkle because some people are wrong.
No.
So here I have a dish, and I just put sprinkles. Thank you, Adrian, for my birthday present.
Yes, thank you so much, Adrian.
So after I pipe the icing, you want to do this relatively quick, and you just want to give it a roll through the sprinkles,
Right.
and then you've got your ice cream.
Now, the sprinkles that you're seeing here are not even a quarter of the amount of sprinkles that Adrian got her for her birthday.
Oh my God, this is actually 7 pounds of sprinkles.
Thanks so much, Adrian. Thank you so much.
Okay, so.
Okay, so back to the question.
Okay.
I'm gonna eliminate 15 years. And I'm also gonna eliminate 2 years because I feel like the question is asking about businesses that make it past 4 years. I could be completely wrong in reading into this question, but I'm gonna use my context clues and go with that. Brent is saying 12 and Jess is saying 6, which are the two options.
That's where I was
that,
leaving.
that I kept. Now, I don't know. I want to say 12, but I feel like because half don't make it to 4,
Now,
I feel like
can I
should say
interject a little
6.
bit? Because I also
ahead.
don't know the answers.
Uh-huh.
Because people in minority groups, whether it be black, gay, trans, whatever that is, we have to work a lot harder.
We do.
So my answer, I'm gonna go with 15 years.
Okay. Okay.
That's my answer.
That's cute.
You know?
Brent is saying 12, and he hasn't been wrong.
Very true.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna go with Brent on this one and say 12 years. Oh, that was right. Thanks,
Come
Brent.
on, Brent.
Okay,
so of the 909 certified LGBTBEs, which are the business enterprises,
Right.
Have been around for an average of 12 years. At least 15% of these businesses were founded over 2 decades ago. That's 20 years.
Wow.
According to the report by the National Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce. The Harvard Business Review examined several reasons why the LGBTBEs
See, it's not that easy. Okay.
find more success, which include their ability to attract top talent and the innovation of its employees. AKA, we work harder. Okay.
And we're more talented is what I got from.
So I
that
got
answer.
my buttercream here that I made earlier, and to make it look like a scooped ice cream, I've got an ice cream scoop. Now this is gonna blow your mind. I'm gonna plop it on top
Oh, wow.
and release it, and it looks like ice cream.
That's cute.
Right? It looks just like ice cream. So if you want the perfect buttercream icing, you're gonna do half a cup of shortening,
Right.
half a cup of butter, 4 cups of powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
And that is that. So this one, because it's not piped and pressed down onto it, you're not going to want to roll this one.
You don't want to, sprinkle them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
You
you
wanna
could honestly just leave it alone. Great.
these are going to be no sprinkles.
Oh, these ones. Okay, so
Yeah.
I have to wait.
Yeah.
I see.
All right, so
Didn't
that...
care.
Here. I'll let you hold the less sprinkled one.
Thanks so much.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Sip and Simmer.
But look, turn it like this. It looks like there's no sprinkle on it.
I hate you. As always, you can find the beautiful Sienna Rose at all of her social media at Sienna Rose Official. You can find me at Mrs. Anita Manager. And I think that's our show for the night.
I think so.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. We love you. And never forget, I'm Anita Manager and you're amazing.
Bye, guys.
I want to bite this so bad.
Do it.
No, I can't.
Do it.
We have to take pictures.
Do it. How mad would you be if I just...
I would have